Dollar Tree nail polish is one of the most misunderstood things in the entire beauty world. And if you've ever gone looking for budget beauty or drugstore nail polish alternatives, you've probably hit this exact wall. Half the internet swears it's garbage that chips in a day, and the other half is quietly doing manicures that look like a salon did them for $1.25 a bottle. And the truth is, both camps are right, because it completely depends on which bottle you grab. Some of what's hanging on that rack, especially from LA Colors, genuinely rivals nail lacquer that costs $6 or $8, competing with the kind of quality you'd expect from OPI at a fraction of the price. And some of it is a waste of money even at $1.25. So let's cut through it and go through exactly which Dollar Tree nail products are secretly amazing, which ones to walk right past, and the one trick that makes all of it perform better than it has any right to. Let's get that trick out of the way first, because it changes everything, and it's the reason most people think dollar polish is bad. A cheap color coat on a bare nail will chip fast. That part's true. But a cheap color coat sandwiched between a real base coat and a real top coat will hang on for days and look glassy the entire time. The base coat gives the color something to grip so it doesn't peel. And the top coat is where the shine and the chip resistance actually live. And here's the beautiful part specific to Dollar Tree. They sell the base coats and top coats too, for the same $1.25, so you can build the entire 3-step system, base, color, top for under $4 total. And just to be clear, everything we're talking about here is traditional air-dry polish, not gel or UV and LED curing systems, so no lamp needed, no removal drama, just regular nail lacquer done right. Keep that in mind for everything that follows, because every single pick on this list performs dramatically better inside that sandwich. Now, the star of the Dollar Tree nail aisle, the brand you're really there for, is LA Colors. This is the one that punches so far above its price it's almost suspicious, and it shows up at Dollar Tree in several different lines. So let's break them down one at a time, because they are not all created equal. The first one to grab is LA Colors Color Vibe, especially the versions labeled with hardeners. That nail strengthener and hardener formula is doing real work in there. This is your everyday workhorse color. The formula is genuinely decent. It goes on in 2 coats for most shades. The color range is big, and reviewers who've actually worn it consistently report that it lasts about as long as polishes, costing several times more, and that it dries in a reasonable amount of time rather than staying tacky forever. That's the whole ballgame for a budget polish. Does it apply evenly? Does it dry? Does it last? Color Vibe checks all 3. For the creams and the classic shades, this is the line you build your everyday rotation on, and at $1.25, that's a genuine steal. The second LA Colors line, and this one is a hidden goldmine, is the Art Deco striping polish. If you have never seen these, they are tiny bottles with a super thin, long brush designed specifically for drawing fine lines and doing nail art. Here is why it matters. The nail art brands that sell these exact striping polishes at beauty stores charge a real premium for what is basically a thin brush in a small bottle. Dollar Tree has them for $1.25. If you do any nail art at all, including French tips, lines, little designs, and accent details, this is the single best value in the store. You are getting a specialized tool that costs multiples of this everywhere else. Grab a black, a white, and a gold, and you can do more with those 3 than most people do with a whole expensive kit. The third LA Colors category to look for is the effect finishes. The glitters, the metallics, the chromes, the holographics, the glow-in-the-dark shades. And there's a real reason these overperform at Dollar Tree specifically. Effect finishes are forgiving. A glitter or a chrome is supposed to look busy and reflective, which means a cheaper formula's little imperfections just disappear into the sparkle. Nobody can tell a $1 glitter from a $10 glitter once it's on your nail and catching the light. These are also, frankly, shades you wear once for a party or a holiday and take off, so paying premium money for them is a waste anyway. Dollar Tree Effect polishes are where you get the most expensive-looking result for the least money on the entire rack. And the fourth LA Colors line is the one most people completely ignore, which is a mistake: the Professional Series treatments. This is where you find the base coats, the top coats, the nail strengtheners and hardeners, the cuticle oils. Remember that base plus top coat trick from the beginning? This is where you buy it for $1.25 each. A dedicated ridge-filling base coat and a fast, dry, glossy top coat from this line will do more to make your cheap manicure look professional than any single color bottle will. If you buy nothing else from this list, buy a base coat and a top coat here. That's the actual secret weapon. Now let's talk about the wild card that makes Dollar Tree genuinely exciting: the name brand lottery. Because Dollar Tree's inventory is famously unpredictable, and every so often, real name brands show up on that rack for $1.25. People have found Wet n Wild there, a brand that's cruelty-free, vegan, and Leaping Bunny certified, and whose Megalast line is one of the most legitimately chip-resistant cheap formulas that exists. People have found Sally Hansen there, including the Instadree line, and even the Mega Strength line, which are real drugstore polishes that normally run $3 to $5. When you spot a name brand like that at Dollar Tree, the move is simple: buy it immediately, buy multiples, don't overthink it. That is the same exact bottle you'd pay several dollars for down the street, sitting there for $1.25 because of how Dollar Tree's overstock supply chain works. It won't be there next week. That's the lottery, and when you win it, you win big. One more category worth grabbing while you're there, even though it's not polish: the nail tools and care items, often under the Kiss name, and various generics. Files, buffers, cuticle pushers, nail clippers, press-on kits, nail glue, polish remover. These are the unglamorous supporting cast of a good manicure, and paying beauty store prices for a nail file is genuinely silly. The Dollar Tree versions do the identical job. Stock up on the boring stuff here and save your money for the things that actually need to be good. So that's what to buy. Now let's be honest about what to skip, because pretending everything at Dollar Tree is a hidden gem would be lying to you, and a good review tells you where the floor is. Skip the random no-name creme polishes, the generic or unfamiliar brands with no track record that occasionally fill the rack. These are the bottles that earned Dollar Tree polish its bad reputation. The formula on the true no-names tends to be watery and thin, which means you're fighting streaks and doing 3 or 4 coats to get anything close to opaque, and even then it chips fast because there's no real staying power in the formula. If the brand isn't LA Colors and isn't a name you recognize like Wet n Wild or Sally Hansen, treat it as a gamble, not a sure thing. Skip the pale pastels and light nudes in the cheaper lines specifically. Light colors are where thin formulas expose themselves the worst. A pale pink or a soft lilac in a watery formula goes on patchy and streaky no matter how careful you are. And there's no glitter or darkness to hide it. If you want a light everyday shade, that's the one category where spending a couple of extra dollars at the drugstore is actually worth it. Save the Dollar Tree budget for darks, brights, and effects, which hide flaws instead of showing them. And skip anything that's relying on being a one-coat wonder. At this price, one-coat opacity basically doesn't exist. If you go in expecting to swipe once and be done, you'll be disappointed. Go in expecting 2 thin coats plus a top coat, and you'll be thrilled. It's all about matching your expectations to the price. Here's how you actually make the good stuff last, because this is what separates a manicure that chips at dinner from one that rides for a week. Start with a clean, dry nail and a base coat from that LA Colors Professional Series. Then 2 thin coats of your color. Thin is the key word, because thick coats stay gooey underneath and chip in sheets. Let each coat dry a minute. then a top coat, and when you do the top coat, swipe it along the very tip edge of your nail, capping the free edge. That one move, wrapping the tips, is the difference maker for chip resistance, and almost nobody does it. Base, 2 thin coats, top coat, wrapped tips. Do that with a $1.25 LA Colors nail lacquer, and it will genuinely go toe-to-toe with an $8 bottle. So is Dollar Tree nail polish secretly amazing? The honest answer is that specific things, there are secretly amazing, and knowing which ones is the entire skill. The LA Colors Color Vibe with its nail strengthener formula for your everyday colors. The Art Deco striping polishes for nail art, which are an absurd value. The glitters and chromes and effects that look expensive for pennies. The professional series base and top coats that are the real secret weapon. And the name brand lottery you jump on the second you see it. Walk past the watery no-names and the pale pastels. Build the 3-step sandwich, wrap your tips, and you can do a manicure for under $4 that nobody would ever guess came from the dollar store. That's not a compromise. At those prices, that's a cheat code.